if you're in a situation where you have a lot of files at your work or school or whatever, and you need to basically offload those and back them up so that way when your account gets closed, you still have access to them, this is the video for you. A lot of people my age know how to do this, but a lot of people also don't. And so because of that, I want to share this information for you and show you how quick, easy, and cheap it is nowadays as opposed to what it used to be. It used to be very slow, very expensive. Now we don't need to do all that. So first thing first is one of these guys. You can have anything that you want, okay? Nowadays, this one is tiny. Nowadays, you have a lot of options for storage, and it is so much cheaper than it ever has been. So, first thing I want to tell you is what not to do, because you might be a little bit tempted to buy something that looks okay and is not okay. This is called an SSD. This is not what you want. This is not for you. If you're not building a computer, this is not for you. Okay, so do not buy a SATA drive. Okay, that is the wrong thing. It's very appealing. It's very cheap. That is not what you want. Okay, what you want is something more user-friendly. Now, there are two ways that you can do this. You could just literally type in USB drive, and then if you have Prime, which you probably do, you press Prime. And then I would also suggest that you press top brands. There are a lot of different options here. Now, the second thing that comes into play is how much storage do you need. It is going to depend on how long you've been there. It's going to depend on what size files you have. It'll depend on if you have videos and things like that. These ones are pretty small. I mean, 256 is really good. 256 gigabytes for $20 is kind of a steal. So that is not a bad choice. Now, if you're the type of person who saves everything, you have a lot of stuff, don't worry. Like, there's still options for that. This one is a bigger hard drive, but it's the same amount of storage as this one. And it's Amazon Basics. I've not had problems with Amazon Basics. There are some good brands that you should look out for. PNY is a pretty reputable brand. SanDisk is reputable. Kingston, Verbatim. Those are all reputable brands. I would feel safe buying those. Now, if they have weird, obviously Samsung, Lexar is solid too. If they have any weird, like, Chinese names or things that are obviously, you know, a little bit sketch, don't buy that because it may not be as reliable as you hope. Another thing that we can see here is that there's USB-C. This is USB-C, the more oval ones. Let me zoom in. It's not really, it's like a flat oval. Those are USB-Cs. These are USB-As. So look at the computer that you're using. Which one does it have? Most computers in the past, 5 years, probably have the USB-C and USB-A, but it just depends. So if you have a really thin computer, you probably have USB-C. Just check that out. Just make sure. Again, most computers nowadays will have both. So either one is fine. Then, again, we saw this 256 gigabytes flash drive here. So that would be like this. Okay, this would be like what you normally see. And this one is retractable too. So like this one has a little slide on it. Okay, and it's a normal USB. This is called USB-A. So it's your normal USB stick, thumb drive, however you want to call it. Again, nowadays you can hold quite a lot. So this one that I have in my hand right now is, if it can focus, is 16, it's not focusing, 16 gigabytes. This one is 256. And 16 gigabytes gets you a fair way. So 256 is really a good amount of storage. So because that's so small and because it's way cheaper, I would say for 256, just buy the $20 one. Now, if you're like, I save everything, you might want to do this, okay? Again, pretty cheap. It's $70. That's a chunk of change. I'm not saying that that's cheap. But for memory, for 2 terabytes, which is probably everything, every file that you've ever interacted with is probably 2 terabytes or less if you're just like a normal person. Now if you're downloading games and movies and stuff like that, no. But if you're just a normal person, yeah, this will be just fine. Now again, you can see here you have a whole bunch of capacities and it goes up way too much. 1 terabyte is also going to be really good, but with a sale like this, you might as well get the 2 terabyte. And then if we look down here, it says USB 3. USB 3 is solid. USB 3 looks like your normal USB A, okay? But it has blue inside of it. And what that means is that it can transfer the files faster. So that is a good plus because it's going to make your job a lot easier. This one is going to be like this size. So it's much bigger. But it's personal preference. It doesn't really matter. Again, it can hold a lot of stuff. And I also, I put that again, SATA. So SSDs now are solid state drives. This one is a 1 terabyte SanDisk portable SSD, and it comes with a cord that is USB-C. Again, that flat, oblong, oval kind of situation. That connects to the computer. Look how small. Super skinny, super fast. Let's look it up actually. SanDisk portable. Wow, just pretend that I'm not doing typos, okay? So this is the one I purchased in July, $90, okay? So it is more expensive than this other one that we have over here. Even though it has half of the storage space. But it has this fancy little rubber silicone grommet thing. Now, as for what is the different, like what is SSD, we don't need to get into that. Okay, we're not on that level. But what I will say is that there's less moving parts, or no moving parts. So this could die. This is going to last longer. But if all you're trying to do is take off the stuff from your computer, it doesn't matter. So, another thing is going to be, so I'm just going to give you like a rundown of everything, and then I'll give you recommendations, okay? So when you open up the File Explorer on your computer, which is the little file folder button, okay? On the left-hand side, you will have things that you can click on, and you can explore them, as they say, right? File Explorer. Let me zoom in for you. View extra large icons. There we go. Well, is that what I want? It's actually not what I want. I like the original one better. And I don't know I forgot how to get back to it. Wowzers. This one, okay. I like this version, this view. Okay, I did tiles because it gives me a bar graph of how much of this is being utilized. Now, your computer will not have this much stuff in it. Your computer will not have this many. I have my desktop, and I have a lot of different storage things in it. And all of them are labeled. Okay, I labeled them the way that I wanted to do that, but it tells me how many, I put in the title how many gigabytes it had, just for my own knowledge, but also it says it right there. So what you'll see here is, notice 250, I know it's kind of small, but 250 gigabytes actually has 230 gigabytes of usable space. The rest of it is like the software or whatever. So take that into consideration, that a little bit of that storage will be the software on that little drive itself. So if you have exactly 250 gigabytes of information that you want to store, do not buy 250 gigabytes of storage, because that's going to not be enough. So buy after 250, so buy like a 500 one. Even though that's way overkill, but might as well. Okay, so what you'll need to do is you'll go to your PC or one of these, click around in here. A lot of times it'll be like this PC, and then one of those will be where you are storing your stuff. You'll see that there's a lot of the bar, probably depending on how long you've been there, probably a fair amount of it filled in. That is where your files are being stored. Okay. Then from there, so like let's pretend like this is the file I'm trying to back up. Okay, this is not the file. This is all of the files that I'm trying to back up. I'll double click that, and then personally I have mine for our school years because this is school stuff. So this is like the different years that I was teaching, and then inside of them I have my stuff that I taught. So I've organized it like that. Now, if you're at the end of the term, if you're at the end of, your contract expiring or whatever, and you don't know when your things are going to get deleted, now is not the time to organize your files if they're not already organized. All you're going to do is highlight what you want. Okay? So we can click with our left mouse click here, click it, and highlight what we want. Okay? Right click it, copy. And then what you do is you go over to, when you plug it in, so let's plug one in for funsies. Okay, I have this USB. I'm going to plug it into my computer right now. And you'll see that automatically right now my USB popped up, and I have already renamed it. So now that I've copied it from the other page, what I would do, well, I didn't actually copy it. I'm going to highlight it all. I'm going to copy it. Then let's say you can't remember where it is. You'd go to My PC. You'd see it'll probably be called like SanDisk or WD or whatever the brand is. It's probably just going to be the name of the brand. You double click on it to open it up. And again, yours would probably have like these two things here, or this. SanDisk Secure Access and SanDisk Secure Access. Okay, those are the files that it comes preloaded. You don't need them, you can delete them. I don't know why I still have them. I can delete them. Once I've opened up the disk drive, the thumb drive, then I right click and then I can press paste. Then everything that I just copied goes on there. Done. Okay. Another option would be if you have a Google Drive through your work. A lot of places nowadays do have that. Sometimes you might already be loading your stuff up here. If so, that's a good spot to just literally you highlight what you want and then you click the download button. And then on your home computer you can just download it on there. Because your Google Drive, if it's connected to your work, will be deleted just like your email account and everything else. But this is a good place to, if you have stuff stored on your computer, you can upload it to your Google Drive, and most of the time, if not all the time, you're going to have unlimited storage on your work. Sorry, that's my dog. On your work computer or on your work Google Drive, you're probably going to have unlimited storage. So this is an option. So what we would do is, again, we'd go to this PC, we'd go to wherever we're saving our stuff, which probably is going to be your local disk area. And let's say we just wanted to download all of this stuff. We are going to literally have Google Drive open. Then we're going to click and hold the left button, and you see how my Google Drive has turned blue. So this Google Drive is saying that I can upload it. All I need to do, I don't want to upload all my files here, but if I did, let me see so you can see what I'm talking about. Drop files to upload them. Now, if I hold it over a specific file in here that already exists, it'll say drop files to upload them to that file. But what if I don't want it in there? That would mess up my organization. I can just put it in a blank space, and then it'll upload them to the whole drive in general. You would do that part on your work computer. Then you'd go into your home computer. You'd open up your drive. Again, you can highlight, you can click, this is a left click and drag to highlight what you want. Then you click this button. So I'm just hovering over it now, and it gives me a pop-up that says download. I would just click that, and then it'll download. It'll give me a pop-up right here saying preparing to download. It's zipping a lot of files because this is a lot of files. That brings me to another thing. Let's say that you have a file that is zipped. Okay, here's what you do. Right click it, extract all, then you can change where it is extracted. Okay, then you just extract it, and now all of your files are accessible. Zipping is a way to make it so that the file size is smaller, but you still get everything. So you're down, like it's compressing it, then it's downloading it, and it's downloaded in a compressed file, then you unzip the file, and then you're able to spread it out and get all those things. So you have a couple options. The Google Drive one or OneDrive is a similar situation for Microsoft. Either way, a lot of times those are included with your work, and it'll be unlimited, so you don't have to worry about what size do I need. This one is not necessarily the better one, it's the free one. But if you have slow internet at home, this is not the way, because it will take a long time to download everything. This solid state drive, I brought this to my family's house because my dad had a bunch of my family pictures from when I was growing up, and we put like thousands of photos, which are not small files, on this guy in literally like 2 minutes or less. So solid state drives, again, are more on the expensive side, but they're going to last longer, and it's very fast. So you don't have to worry about slow internet, because when you are transferring stuff from your computer onto any sort of, let me take this guy out, any kinds of these or this, all of them, it's not involving the internet. Worth considering, okay? Because that way you don't have to worry about uploading it, because that's going to take time. If your internet at your workplace is slow, then uploading it all to Google Drive would take a minute, and then going home or just opening your personal device, you don't have to be at home, to download it from there can take a while too. So yes, it's the free version. It's a free option for sure, but it is more time consuming. So just to recap, if you are in this position where you have a lot of files and you're trying to get them onto your own device, or at least have a backup, like this could, you don't even need to do this just because you're leaving your job, just in case you want a backup. I would highly recommend getting a USB drive or a thumb drive, or however you want to call it, or an external hard drive regular. Okay, these are thick boys, but they use a weird cord, so you'd have to keep track of that. If you're the type of person who does not keep track of cords, then just get one without the cords. If you're the type of person who, has a lot of files and you want to be able to access them quickly, and you have a bunch of USB cords lying around, this is the move. But again, it's the most expensive. So if you're trying to go for a budget, I would go for this 256 gigabyte Amazon Basics flash drive. If you're more of a classical kind of person, get one of these boys. But if you want, again, something that's really fast, USB 3.2, again, that's the blue one, and you have very high rates of read and writing speeds, this is the one. Okay, so that is it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, just put a comment down below. I would be happy to help you. It's really not that hard. You don't have to worry about it now. Again, it's easy, fast, and cheap-ish. Not that $90 is cheap, but again, there is an option for less than $20, and it will do you just fine. Again, chances are, if you're just doing worksheets and spreadsheets or whatever, 256 gigabytes will be fine. Then after that, again, do not do your file, like, I'm going to organize my files right now, even though, my account's going to be deleted in a week. Don't do that. Like, don't stress yourself out. Just plug in something, literally highlight what you want, copy and paste it over, then you can unplug it, and then later on, you probably won't go back and organize them because whatever. But in case you actually legit do need to do that, do that. One last thing, because I see it here. I would not buy anything less than 120 gigabytes. 128 is probably the bare minimum. Because, again, if we're talking about work stuff, you're probably going to have a fair amount, and it's nice to have some space. It's nice to have some extra. Because the other thing is, the closer you get to the limit, the slower the device is going to be. So it makes it more sense to have some space. So again, I would recommend 128 gigabytes. I would say that if you have any videos, bigger. Go bigger. Just cause. And again, you can repurpose these. You can put these onto your, like, you could use this if you have a computer at work that's not portable or whatever. You could put it on here, then you could go home and you could offload this on there, and then you can reuse this for whatever you want. It doesn't have to stay on here. You can take it off of this device or whatever. So I hope that was helpful, at least a little bit. And yeah, that's it. So again, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. Please put questions in the comments and I will be happy to help you.